friends, in today's video I am going to discuss with you the conducting system of heart. Before starting the conducting system, I would like to revise the anatomy of the heart in a very concise form. The heart is located in the mediastinum and it is conical in shape. As you can see in the figure, it is conical in shape and it has two parts, the inferior part and the superior part. The inferior part is called as apex, which is pointed. As you can see, this part is pointed, and the superior part is called as base, which is broad. Actually, the heart is the only organ who have the base is on the superior part and the apex is in the inferior part. Next we will see the membrane of the heart. The pericardium is the membrane that surrounds and protects the heart. It is consist of an outer fibrous layer and inner serous layer, which is composed of parietal and visceral layer. In between the parietal and visceral layer there is a cavity which is called as pericardial cavity. A potential space is filled with a few milliliter of lubricant which is called as pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid. The pericardial fluid reduces the friction between the two membranes of the heart, and in this way it protects the heart from the injury. Next we will see the chambers of the heart. The heart have four chambers. The first one is right atrium, second one is left atrium, and the third one is right ventricle, and the last one is left ventricle. Next we will see the layers of the heart. There are three layers which make up the wall of the heart. The first one is epicardium, and the second one is myocardium, the third one is endocardium. The epicardium is consist of mesothelium and connective tissue, and the second one is myocardium, which is composed of cardiac muscle tissue, and the last one is endocardium, which is consist of endothelium and connective tissue. Next we will start the conducting system of the heart. First of all, let me tell you what is conducting system. The heart possesses a property of autorhythmicity. The autorhythmicity means it generates its own electrical impulses and beats independently of nervous or hormonal control. Let's start from the SA node. The SA node stands for the sinoatrial node, which is here. I hope it is visual to all. SA node. This round red structure is called as SA node. This is a small mass specialized cell lies on the wall of right atrium near the opening of the superior vena cava. The sinoatrial cell generate these regular impulses because they are electrically unstable, and this instability leads them to discharge or depolarize irregularly, usually between the 60 and 80 times per minute. This depolarization followed by recovery or repolarization, but almost immediately their instability leads them to discharge again. Because the SA node discharges faster than any other part of the organ, any part of the heart, it sets the heart rate and is called as pacemaker. Pacemaker of the heart. Next we will see the AV node of the heart. The AV node, this structure is called as AV node. The AV node stands for the atrioventricular node. It is a small mass of neuromuscular tissue is situated on the wall of the atrial septum near the atrioventricular valve. This is the atrioventricular valve and it is situated on the near the atrioventricular valve on the septum. The AV node receives the impulses from the SA node and transmit it to the ventricles. As you can see, the green line, it is transmitted in the ventricles. This is delay here. The electrical signal takes 0.1 second of a second pass through into the ventricles. It takes 0.1 seconds. Although the atria finishes contracting before the ventricles starts, the AV node also has a secondary pacemaker function. It is also called as secondary pacemaker function and takes over this role if there is any problem with SA node or with the transmission of the impulses from the atria. It interfering rate, however, is slower than the set by the SA node, which is 40 to 60 beats per minute. 40 to 60 beats per minute. Next we will see the AV bundle or bundle of His. This green structure, the fluorescent green structure, is called as bundle of His. The other name is AV bundle. Atrioventricular bundle. This mass is specialized of fibers originated from the AV node. It is originated from the AV node. The bundle crosses the fibers right separate atria ventricular after ventricles, then it goes at the upper end of the ventricular septums. The AV bundles is divided into right and left. These branches within the ventricular myocardium, the branches break up into the fine fiber actually, called as Purkinje fiber. These are the fiber-like structure which is called as Purkinje fibers. And transmit the electrical impulses into the apex. Actually, it receives the impulses from the AV node and then it transmitted to the apex and then upper parts of the heart muscles. Then the contractions begin and sweeps upward and outward, pumping blood into the pulmonary artery and aorta. So in this way we had completed the conducting system. If we say in a very concise form, then the SA node, this one is SA node, which regulates or generates the electrical impulses which is transmitted to the AV node, and then the AV node transmit the impulses to the Purkinje fibers or bundle of His, which transmit the muscles of the heart, and the contraction and relaxation process start and the pumping of the heart is also begins. I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching my video. If you like the video, then hit the like button, do subscribe and share with your friends.